park is comprised of over 750 acres. However, you will only be seeing a quarter of that in your tour today. The land that you see the animals roam on has been designed to replicate their natural environment. This allows them to interact as they would in the wild. After passing through these next set of gates, we will be entering our first game reserve called the Nairobi Sanctuary. In this reserve, we have our llamas and our Watusi cattle.
Oh, there's camels. I thought they were rhinos.
Now these animals off to our right and left are called llamas. Llamas were first domesticated by the ancient Incan civilization a few thousand years ago. They have been used as pack animals. This allows them to see in all directions.
What kinds are there?
Llamas also readily head for water when in danger because surprisingly they are very good swimmers.
Only two of them. Those rhinos? I don't know.
Now these animals off to the right are called Watusi cattle. They can be both spotted or solid in color. And this medium-sized cattle breed has the largest and most dramatic circumference of horn of any cattle breed. Their horns can reach 71 centimeters in circumference, 20 centimeters in diameter, and 2.4 meters from tip to tip. Their horns are actually used as a natural cooling system, much like the radiator found in vehicles. Blood circulates through the horns to disperse heat and cool down the blood before it returns to the body. This helps to regulate the animal's body temperature. Their ancestry can easily be traced back more than 6,000 years. This makes them one of the oldest breed of cow in the world, as well as survey their territory.
Where's the lion?
I do believe we have 3 of them off to our right, as well as 1 off to the left in just a moment here. People normally associate the lion with Africa, yet as a species it developed much further north, mostly in Europe during the last ice age. Their domain is now limited to areas south of the Sahara, with a small number still living under protection in the Gir forests of India. The terrain where they live is generally open plains of flat scrubland with few trees. This is ideal for hunting antelope, zebra, and other prey. Lions are the supreme hunters of the savannah. The hunting is generally done in groups, but the actual killing is done by one lion, which is usually a bite to the neck. Lions are able to bring down animals that weigh up to 1,000 pounds. Considering this, it is interesting to note that most of the hunting is done by the lioness, who stalks their prey with great skill.
Is that baby? Oh, their baby is sleeping.
They usually do not live beyond 15 years in the wild. This is due to competition for space and resources, as well as the impact of hunting in wild populations. The biggest misconception about white lions is that they are albinos. This is not.
Yeah, really real life. Oh my goodness. There's some big kids, Julia.
The hottest time of the day. In southern parts of Asia, baboons have a very interesting social organization, and their behavior begins at birth.
I saw an axolotl.
Each baboon has his or her place within the structure.
Julia.
Swim.
Oh, baby monkey. There's a baby monkey. Wait, why does the monkey have a red thing on his foot?
You got a red button.
Red button. Maybe they need some candy to go around.
Apple way.
They have red buns. Red monkey star.
Birds and mice, and they will often consume insects.
Maybe they're maybe the one went down.
You might be able to get a good look at the cheek pouch if you look to the tower directly to my left hand side. So the third tower is a baboon with a dangly pouch of skin under his chin, with a trunk like an elephant's. We always keep reserve spans 60 acres and features 9 different species. These include giraffes, rhinos, zebras, and ostriches, as well as a couple more animals. Like all the other reserves, this land is designed to replicate the animal's natural environment. For example, the mountains to your left-hand side are better suited for earth climbers, like our Barbary sheep that you see off to the left, whereas the grassy plants surrounding us are better suited for our antelope species. To the right here, we do have the largest species of antelope in the world. This is called the eland. The eland have these enormous hollow horns that are 1 meter in length, are straight and spiraling near the base. These horns are a very good defense against their enemies. Now, if you look closely as well, you will notice they have these white vertical stripes on their torso. From far away, these lines make them seem like their ribs are sticking out, and they are thin. This makes them less appealing to their predators.
Julia, I said you're what's that? You know the theme. The dress behind clothes. Ow. That's not a hippo, mommy. That's a rhino. That's a rhino, mommy. That is just a rhino.
Oh, for hours. Ostriches are not the smartest creatures, and their brains are smaller in size than one of their eyeballs.
Where's the ostrich?
They do tend to peck at car windows, and this is because they are scared of their own reflection. White rhinos aren't actually white, but instead a slight gray in color. They get their name from the Afrikaans word "wide," meaning wide or square-lipped. White rhinos are strictly vegetarians, and they will crop the grass to eat. A single rhino can eat up to 120 pounds of grass in a day.
100,000 grass? We eat that? Wait, can I have a lot more?
A fully grown rhino will stand 2 meters tall and weigh in at close to 5,000 pounds. Even though they are so big, they can move at speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour. All rhinos are short-sighted. They have very good sensitive smell and hearing. Our rhinos do like to wallow in the mud during the heat of the day to cool off. Flies and ticks. We do have a few more of our rhinos off to the right here.
Julia, giraffe! Giraffe! We just saw a giraffe. Oh, those are giraffes! I found it first.
This animal provides a classic example of the extent to which man is responsible for the decrease and extinction of large animals. People have hunted the rhino for various reasons, including sport, hide, and horns, which are believed to have magical powers. White rhinos do have 2 horns, one behind the other. Now off to the right here, these animals are called Barbary sheep. They inhabit the rocky desert mountains of northern Africa. They live alone or in small groups and are very good jumpers and climbers. The adult male Barbary sheep have those long manes and horns which can reach 20 centimeters in length. And you can get another look at Max Starfire, as well as another ostrich lying down to our right. There are a few more ahead of us off to the right as you and I have our own unique set of fingerprints. Meters tall and weigh up to 140 pounds. When fully grown, however, they will stand 6 meters tall and weigh up to 3,000. A mother giraffe will often give birth while standing, so the newborn's first experience outside the womb is a 6-foot drop. Kion. She was born with a birth defect called side jaw. Giraffes have these blunt horn-like structures on the top of their head called oscillars. They are not horns, but instead a part of their skull. Now off to the left, we also have a couple of our zebras. The zebra is considered the wild horse of Africa. However, unlike the domestic horse, they are almost impossible to train. They have neither the horse's endurance nor the gentleness that make the horse a friend of man. Sense of sight, hearing, and smell, and are very quick to react to danger. We do also have a few more zebras off to our right here, as well as a couple of giraffes on our left. You'll notice when a giraffe walks, it walks with both feet on one side of the body lifted at the same time. This is called a pace. It allows for a longer stride and conserves energy. And the wild giraffes will sleep as little as... Now we do have one giraffe who seems to have ventured all the way down here near the watering hole, as well as a couple more animals.
Oh, those are not.
They might be thirsty. Off to the right here, we do have these darker colored animals called wildebeest, as well as on the left. The subspecies we have here is the white-bearded wildebeest. Equipped with flaps that help to filter out dust created while on the move. Both the males and females have those horns and a white beard that runs the length of their stalk. Now off to the left here, we have 2 different groups of white antelope. The ones furthest away from us on the left are called the scimitar horned oryx. They get their name from the curious shape of their horns, which does resemble a scimitar, an Asian sword with a... This is because their necks are shorter than their legs. As you can see, he is doing those splits there, trying to reach the ground. Male kangaroos are smaller in size and are grayish in coloration. They are referred to as joes. Their offspring is referred to as a joey. It is born blind, hairless, and almost the size of a dime. The joey will live in the mother's pouch for around 5 to 6 months. They have these very long feet, and therefore they cannot walk properly. In order to walk slowly, they have to use their tails for balance. You will notice they do only have that one horn, unlike the last rhinos we saw. His name is Naboo. Naboo does like to hang out in his watering hole to cool off. The male nilguys are iron gray in color, and they're sometimes called the blue bull. Once again, off to our left, we do have 2 Chinese deer, and they are very fond of water because they actually have webbed feet. Unfortunately, this Chinese deer did go extinct in the wild in However, in 2016, several paired David's deer were reintroduced back into the wild and are thriving quite well for now. Now once again, off to the left. And the coat of the yak is a thick and shaggy one, and it protects it during snowstorms. As in North America. Now these animals in the water off to our right are called North American elk. They are the second largest members of the deer family in North America, second largest to the moose. They are found throughout the foothills regions and Rocky Mountains of Canada and the United States. The antlers of the elk, only the males grow them, and they are actually the fastest growing bones of any mammal. They grow as much as 1 inch per day during the summer season. Now these animals off to the 70 million bisons roaming North America. However, they did go extinct in the wild for a decade and could only be found in protected areas or in captivity. In the spring, the bison begin to lose their heavy coats that was keeping them warm in the winter. Their heavy coats. During this period, you often see them rolling in the dirt. The rubbing action helps them get rid of some of their old fur, and the dirt protects their skin from insects. Now these deer off to the called the park deer. In the summer, the fallow deer's coat is very thin and fine, and the spots are readily visible. However, in the winter, its coat does become thicker, and you cannot see the spots as well. You will notice we do have a very large number of fallow deer in this reserve. This is because the animals breed very easily in captivity. There seems to also be an elk mixed in with the deer there, seems to be lost.
You don't look like me.
It's in wet play areas for children. Also located on the grounds is a 300-seat restaurant and a number of gift and craft shops. All of the attraction shows and facilities are